Jake with the Roof Tube. Today we're working with architectural coatings, their Dynashield tape and their Dabbit products. And a Roof Tube Classic. We'll start here with this. It's definitely a unique compound, that's for sure. And we're going to start by doing some seams. I've got here our 1.5 inch tip, which will fit pretty perfectly right into the side of a typical R panel. So these tips will just screw in pretty easily. Over here, basically all I do is I've got it tight against this here, and I'm going to put some pressure, and this will start to float. If the millage there is a little too thick, you just press a little harder or walk a little faster. You get really pretty good control over the millage there, depending on what it is that you're looking for. So, and I always like to have a guy back brushing, walk just about as fast as you can go. Let's demonstrate maybe say you're on a seam here on a flat roof. Do the same thing. You're just going to put this flat here. So you're doing a curve. You go around there. Say the spec calls for 2 inch. Okay, this is really easy. I mean, I'm barely even putting a little bit of pressure on. Say you got to stripe in some seams. Okay. Really, really easy. Now let's feel like this is our 1 inch tip. This may be a little too big. We'll see. The rule of thumb with the roof tube is, if you zoom in here, I'm gonna get it so it's, yeah, that's right. Okay. If you're using a tip and it feels like it's messy, go down a tip size, right? We've got all of our tip sizes right here. So if you're using the 1 and it feels, gosh, it's like too much, go down to the 625. And vice versa, if it feels slow, say you're using the 0.47 and it feels like, man, I can't get out of the tube, bump up to 625. There's a little bit of a technique here where I kind of pull it straight up to sort of get it to snap. And you want to make sure that you've got a good coverage. And I'm really not even putting much pressure on. Again, it's cold here in Pennsylvania today. My guess is that in the middle of summer, you're probably going to end up preferring our 0.47 tip. Go ahead and get some shots over there. Work backwards. All right, now we're working with the Dabbit product. Really, boy, it's got to be one of the most unique mastics I think I've ever seen. Again, it's about 45 degrees here. It's a rainy Saturday in Pennsylvania. All right, so we're working here with Dabbit. It's kind of a cold, rainy day here in Pennsylvania. I think this is gonna move really slow. My guess is when it's real hot, you're gonna want the 0.25 tip, but because it's so cold today, I'm gonna put our 0.47 tip in. if I wasn't shooting a nice pretty video, probably would go a little faster. The .47 tip. Maybe not stick here. Okay, we're getting a little wet. So I noticed on that pass there, it was a little thin. So I just slowed down, I put a little bit more pressure. That increased my millages immediately.